let me just go ahead and I had 3 things I was going to talk about. So let me just go ahead and do that. I actually was going to make a video about a couple of these, so I can do that too. But let me go ahead and give you those 3 things. Well, we'll just do 15, 20 minutes and then we'll call it good. So let's do that. Okay. First thing I want to talk about is one Plexus. And I think some people don't understand this because they're so used to other network marketing companies where everybody's in competition and there's territories and you want to grab somebody before somebody else gets them, that kind of thing. And Plexus, the compensation plan is set up differently so that when we help each other, we help everybody because of the pay point. So when somebody over here, has high PV, I'm all for that because my paycheck's going to be bigger because they're helping raise the pay point. And so it also helps for us to not be desperate when, let's say we were talking to somebody and they signed up under somebody else. You just have to let go of that. Just hands off, and you just figure they made their choice. Don't try not to spend too much emotional energy. Maybe you need to shed a tear, but don't go around talking about it and telling everybody and depressed and all that, because just move on. Go find somebody else. I usually feel like when somebody signs up under somebody else that God was protecting me from something. And so it's easier to let it go. I figured they might have been a problem later. And so that, that helps to think of it that way. I know sometimes there are going to be disappointments, or I have some people that I personally know that ended up being like my level 5s and 6s, and they're doing well. And you kind of think, oh, I wish they were, higher up. But you know what? There's plenty of people for everybody. We get in trouble when we start getting a real limited mindset of that was the one person that could have done this for me or whatever. We have to remember that it does just take one person to change our whole business. But apparently that wasn't it. And so we have to go on and find the thousands of other people that are out there, because we quit looking when we get, we think, oh, well, I didn't get them, so it's all over. And when people say, well, I've already contacted everybody I know, well, then go know some more people, some new people. I have new neighbors that moved in a couple of months ago right next door, and I've kind of been working on them. And they asked about the Lexus in the driveway, and I took the wife to lunch, and I gave them samples, just nothing. Well, the guy comes over last night, walks into my house and says, I want to order now, and became a preferred customer. And so that's because I reached out to them and became their friends. And then that seed was planted, but it didn't bear fruit right away. And so we're always, oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's my husband texting me. Hang on. And now let's just move on to belief and vision. Something else that I've been thinking about, it's been swirling around in my brain. So I'm going to do a training video for YouTube on it. And I'll briefly kind of share what I've been thinking about. And that is, we tend to think, let me look at my notes, because I have some notes on my phone. When I'm out and around, I make notes on my phone so I don't forget. Okay. What's worse than having a lack of confidence? What's worse than doubting yourself? It's to believe that someone else did the things you want to do by some other way than hard work, by some other way than planning, or by some other way than the natural means that are also at your disposal. So when we think that others have got it and we don't, then we give up. So we just decide to be average because we think, I just don't have it. And the mistake then that we don't understand is that it didn't, sure, everybody has different stories. There are the people who go emerald in 4 months, all that, but that's their story. And so, but when we think that they were special and we're not, that is a lack mindset, is really what it is. It's not understanding that God has it all and he has more for us. We're thinking it's all a pie and it's cut up in pieces. And since they got to emerald in 4 months, there's nothing left for me, kind of thing. And that's not true. And so when we want to go further ourselves, it's listen to this. Okay. Exceeding your limits is a gradual process of slowly achieving more while your mind is constantly adjusting to the new levels you're reaching. That is so important, because when I started, I totally did not think I could ever get to diamond. It scared me. It was too much. I think I told Brenda I might want to get to Ruby. I thought that, but even then I didn't even have faith for that. And so when I got to gold, then I had faith for senior gold. And I had to take it slower, I think, because of my own beliefs about myself. And so the way we get there is to just keep working, and it's little by little. And as we go and do the work and work on ourselves, then our brain catches up kind of to where we are. And so we get, it's just important to not look at other people and think that they had some magical thing of how they got there. That magical thinking will cheat you out of making a decision to move forward and do this. I don't know if people, until you get maybe to being a jewel, I don't know if people understand what this business can do for your family financially. My family has always been at near poverty level, literally, like food stamp qualified, but we didn't get them, except for one semester when my husband was in college and we had a bunch of little kids. But we literally could qualify for food stamps. And so to have a Lexus in the driveway and to have a paycheck that comes in every month that is more than I ever thought we would ever make is pretty life-changing. And it was a process. Yeah. My brain had to catch up. Even after I reached Emerald, it took me a couple of months to feel like I was even worthy of it, I guess. And now I'm over that now. So I'm ready to get to Sapphire and Diamond, But really it wasn't probably till I got to Emerald I really think I could get to Diamond. And that was just the process for me. There are people, and so I'm really grateful that the company executives care so much about us. They want us to build a steady, strong business. Lori Harrison, this summer, I went to an event she did, and she talked about building your business on weight loss might be faster, but building your business on the triplex and health was a far more stable, long-term residual income way to build your business. And she said it may go slower at first while people are figuring out what these products do for them, but once they do, you get these customers for life. I've been doing this long enough that I have had some of the same customers for like 15 months now that have kept ordering because they love the products. So, so we got to be careful that we don't, because it's kind of a way that we kind of take ourselves off the hook. If we say, well, they had this and they did that, that's why they got to, their business built. And then we're kind of letting ourselves off the hook because we think, well, I don't have that, so I guess I won't do this. And so we're kind of fooling ourselves and telling ourselves a story so we don't do the work then. Because when we don't believe we can do something, we don't do the work. So that's just some mindset stuff to be aware of. And then connecting with other ambassadors, even locally. If that's possible, I really have not connected with ambassadors locally. The only people local are on my team. And so that's not really a sideline relationship for me. Those are people that I have to support and encourage, and I'm glad to do that. But I'm not getting my support and encouragement locally at all because there's nobody else here. I'm the only jewel in this city or in this area of the state. And so, but that's when it's so important to connect online. I think the Zooms and things like that, if you do have local people that are sidelines on another team or whatever, then that's great. Like you're doing, to go to a meeting together. I have one ambassador up in Kansas who's kind of by herself, and she's found some more people on other teams, and they ride together to things and stuff like that. And so that can really help, especially if you're the kind of person who needs the social aspect of it. I think it's important to figure out what your needs are and do what you can, because a huge part of this business is just to keep going, and we have to stay connected, keep learning. If you feel like you're kind of getting burned out, then take a couple of days back. Don't allow. Burnout's a choice, to be honest. It really is. Right. I know people, they act, I've done this. Oh, I'm so burned out. And so then everyone will say, oh, well, then you need to take a break and stuff. Well, it's really a choice because we made choices along the way that got us to feeling like that. and we need to take care of ourselves and have enough self-worth before you get to that point. I just traveled a whole lot and have had a lot of emotional things going on. My youngest baby son left for college last weekend, and and just some really big life changes. And so that's I underestimated the effect on me, but
right.
You still do the best you can and you keep moving forward. It's just what you do. And you will find, my husband, he's so wise. He's always right. But last night I was really, really tired yesterday, and which is understandable because we'd had the whole weekend away at the college and all that. And he walked through and he said, why don't you go ahead and do your blog and newsletter right now and get something done? You'll feel really good about that. And I was a little annoyed because I was kind of like, I'm tired, but I did go ahead. I picked up the computer and I did that, and he was absolutely right. It energized me. And so sometimes the things we think, oh, I'm too tired to do, are the very things that we need to do, because we'll get energized. Yeah. We're actually just tired thinking about them. It's not that the actual thing is that hard. We just stress ourselves out by thinking about them. We use all this emotional energy dreading it and thinking about how hard it's going to be. And if we would just cut to the chase and do the thing, we would find, oh, well, it wasn't that bad. So I'm talking to myself here. I have to write a blog post for another blog I'm on today. I only write them quarterly, and I've put it off till the last day. So that's my fault. But anyway, and it'll be fine because I like doing them. Once I get started, I'm fine. So anyway, okay. That's really what I had for you. No revelations from heaven or anything. But,